once I found gratitude as being like one of the highest vibrations of just, because to be grateful for something, I had to accept it first. I have to acknowledge it, see what something is present, truly just sit with it, love it, in order to find gratitude for it. So, my gratitude was able to then extend not only to what I have and see all the beauty that I have around me, but also to the challenges of my life, because it's the challenges of my life, the suffering of my life that has ended up being the path that I walk. It's like I ended up becoming grateful for my fears, grateful for my pains, grateful for the things that I've lost, because they've all been the key to the thing that I actually am able to gain from.
Welcome to Inside the Circle, a series of conversations from Sangha. We sit down with our members and together we explore the practice of living fully in the modern world while staying connected to something deeper within. Through community, shared inquiry, and inner work, Sangha is an exploration into what becomes possible when we walk that path together in fellowship. The practice of living in the world but not being fully of it. To learn more about Sangha and our growing network of circles around the world, visit www.sangha.one. Welcome to this conversation with Domenic Ashburn. Domenic works at the intersection of contemplative wisdom, design, and AI. He is the founder of The Sacred Act, which builds the meditation infrastructure for AI to guide practice across the lineages. He's also one of the first 108 members of Sangha. A designer by background, he was the first creator to build a social media AI agent, growing an audience to 100,000 in 22 days. He has consulted on AI products shipped at Meta, Adobe, and OpenAI. And he's a 3-time #1 professor for AI and social media mastery at Mindvalley. Through Grateful Labs, he connects human-centered tech companies to his network of social channels to get new products viral distribution. His work's intention is to support technologists who lead with virtue. Welcome, Domenic. It's such an honor to drop in together.
Thank you for having me, brother. It's an honor to be here. Thank you.
As I was sitting with this series of conversations that we're having, I was like, what is the spark, the first kind of inquiry? And what was emerging was really the primary inquiry of Sangha itself, which is, this exploration into what does it mean to be in like-minded community for this time. That, the word Sangha is the Sanskrit vibration for that, but yet requires interpretation and kind of a contemporization. And so I would love to start there and just, explore together what your embodied experience of like-minded community for this time has been.
Every time I'm around people who are of like mind, it challenges me to find what is unique within myself because I'm around people who are like-minded. And it allows me to use others and my experience as a more clear and direct mirror of who I am. Every time I arrive, I'm meeting a new version of myself. We actually meet in our circle once a month. So every time I arrive, I've had 4 weeks of development personally that I now get to arrive with, and it turns into this milestone that I'm able to use as like a clear reflection on the progress I've made during the past week, or who I've changed to be, who I've become, what I've accepted about myself, what I haven't, and then seeing how that is shifting as a group as well. It's turned into this relationship arc that I've recognized ends up connecting to my personal relationship with myself, with my intimate relationship, with my business relationship, and now in this new group relationship, it's this arc of entering in with kind of wide eyes and pure curiosity, and then having these fireworks of epiphany and these like deep spiritual experiences. And then once the fireworks and the curiosity kind of get you in the door, then uh, the pollution of fireworks is left in the sky, and you now have people that are with you to clear the air and to find that clarity together, and to then cherish the wide open sky, hand in hand. And that's just, and now you have people to actually soar with, rather than being up there alone. So yeah, my experience has been parallel to probably the relationship I have with everything else in life, but also such a gift to be able to share it with other people that are like-minded, that give me a mirror to myself every time that we connect.
I love that. Yeah, the idea of the mirror, the idea of the ripples out, um, and kind of clearing the field, um, it definitely resonates. There was another thing you kind of shared around. There was like a gratitude I felt, and I know one of your projects is around, or at least in named around gratitude labs, and I experience you in that vibration when we're together, and it's part of the magic, I think, of having friends, that like fellowship with others, that we mirror each other, we bring our unique gifts, and like we inspire each other in that kind of embodiment that we carry. And
Mm-hmm.
so um I definitely want to ask you about gratitude and how how that shows up for you, because it's just so palpable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Gratitude for me is gratitude, like saved my life, because there was before I found gratitude, I was deeply in, just like the the disease of victimization and of desire and of kind of pushing away what is present, really causes suffering, obviously. So, you know, once I found gratitude as being like one of the highest vibrations of just, because to be grateful for something, I had to accept it first. I have to see, I have to acknowledge it, see what something is present, truly just sit with it, love it, in order to find gratitude for it. So, uh, my gratitude was able to then extend not only to what I have and see all the beauty that I have around me, but also to the challenges of my life. Because it's the challenges of my life, the suffering of my life, that has ended up being the path that I walk. It's like
Mhm.
I ended up becoming grateful for my fears, grateful for my pains, grateful for the things that I've lost, because they've all been the key to the thing that I actually am able to gain from. Right? It's like um, the loss of apparent opportunities, the loss of people, the loss of parents, the loss of friends or home, or any of those things. They all ended up pointing me back to myself, which
Mhm.
once it got to myself, I was able to then be grateful for the things that it showed me about myself. And when I'm grateful for it, it then allows me to grow from it and bloom from it, rather than rejecting it or pushing it away anymore. Um, and ultimately, what that blooms into is just a gratitude for life and a gratitude for the blessings that we have here. And the blessings that I have in my life need to be used in order to bless other people. So it
Yeah.
started with the gratitude of myself. It started with the gratitude of my blessings. And then how I show gratitude for the things in my life is by using them in order to bless other people. And then by
Mm.
moving with this feeling of gratitude, they then are able to receive it with more gratitude, rather than a rejection of what truly we want to receive, but might not feel worthy for, if we are rejecting something within ourselves. So once we meet anything in life with gratitude, we end up growing from it and then using it to help other people to receive with more gratitude as well. So that's why everything has been called Grateful Labs. My brand is Mr. Grateful. Everything shifted once I found this idea of gratitude first.
I love that. Yeah, and I feel it. It really like permeates. It is a frequency, and you carry it. And
Mm.
I'm really curious about this idea of blessing with it,
Hmm.
and how that kind of like expresses. Could you say a little more about that like notion of blessing and the sharing of our gifts through blessing?
Yeah, yeah, of course. I find sometimes that when I open my eyes and I truly become aware of any moment, it's like I'm a hard worker and I have a hard work ethic. I'm very disciplined and I have routines and I feel like I'm organized and do the right things. But if I really open my eyes and just see the truth of this experience, it
Mm,
all feels gifted. It feels like it's just here. Like I
mm,
can kind of open my eyes right now and just recognize like, oh, I'm okay. This is where we are now. This is what's happening. I didn't necessarily like control it. It's kind of moving
totally.
through me. So the only thing to do from this now recognition of what's here is to make the best of it. And for some people, in a more like hedonic mindset, I might
Mm,
making the best of it might mean to get the most pleasure out of the situation right now. But what happens when I try to get the most pleasure out of the current circumstance of all these blessings and really just soak it in, like, oh, yeah, like, thank you for all of this abundance. Yeah, thank you. And try to give it like, it will never actually fill
mm,
anything up because I'm already full. I'm already as whole as I can completely be. I'm already here. There's nothing more that could fill the space. It's already here. So the
mm,
only thing left to do is to then let it continue its expression and continue its unfolding, continue its motion. In the most clear way that I have found to do that is by expressing it to others.
mm,
So sharing that sense of awe and gratitude about whatever is going on and then talking to somebody about it or creating something and then gifting it to somebody or creating something and publishing it for the world to have and to see or building something that the world gets to use. In that way, I'm able to express and continue that transmission of the gratitude to others, and it's felt. They get to then feel it through whatever they receive from me because I made it with that sense of awe. I made it with that sense of gratitude, and it's infused into whatever it is that's being built. So once they get it in their hands or in their ears or they see it, whatever, it ends up kind of festering that feeling for them as well. So and then it continues on and ripples on. So that is the blessing. That's the continued blessing over and over again is recognizing the awe, recognizing it with gratitude, allowing it to flow through. And then however it is then expressed to other people, your experience then becomes the blessing to others. And that's the best way that I know to keep it moving, keep it in motion.
yeah, I've been in this inquiry personally of the heart and the abundance of the heart, and like I feel in the words you're transmitting this outpouring, this like fullness. We are
Mhm.
full, we are whole. And then so as it flows through, it's like this overflowing. And for me, there's like an unconstrainedness to like allowing that. Like we often, or I'll speak for myself, like I've had some, I guess, patterns, conditioning, what have you, to like kind of hold, or like that can come in certain channels, right? The blessings can express in certain acceptable ways. But I'm starting to just like try and open it even more
Mm.
and just like
Mhm.
be unconstrained in the way this wants to like outpour.
Yeah.
And I love linking that to to blessings, and the idea of infusing it with awe, right? That's the authenticity, that's the humanness, our uniqueness, our divineness that we can embed in whatever is like outpouring.
Yeah.
And as you were sharing about that, it really made me think about your work, right? Like the link to AI technology and this authentic embodied awe that I
Mhm.
personally experience as very human.
Mhm.
And you know, when you look at content out there these days and it's like AI generated, it has like the staticness of the opposite of awe, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm curious about in your work the bringing together of those two and how AI can interplay and like where the humanness is complemented by the technology.
Mm. There was there's a designer. Um, he's the graphic designer of the graphic designer of Braun, and uh, he has 10 design principles, and one of them is material honesty, and it is not trying to make a material that you are using in your design process look as if it is something else.
Mm.
And what we are trying to do with artificial intelligence, it feels, is to infuse it with our image, infuse it with us, make AI look as human as possible, or feel as human as possible, and sound as human as possible. And I find that that is a gap that will infinitely exist. You know, it's like trying to find trying to, just splice the atom as small as possible, which is going to get thinner first, the knife or the atom. And it's like, it's just this infinite game, because that gap between what is and simply what is not is forever. So when we talk about blending artificial intelligence with humanness, it is being honest in its material. It's being honest with what artificial intelligence is, and then being honest with what you are as the user or creator or wielder of the technology. And the problem that I find is that it is very difficult to get people to be honest with who they are in themselves without this deep contemplation and kind of plucking of the eyes and turning it back onto the self to really see where you're even looking from. And unfortunately, the creators of a lot of these technologies have not done that either. So there's a blur of truly who are you, honestly, and trying to get something else to be like you is impossible. It's like trying to make wood metal, or make glass diamond. They're simply different. The beautiful thing is, though, is that it is all made up of the same kind of stuff. There isn't actually any separation between anything. Everything is connected in some way. So you are able to use it as a means of communication, as a means of realization, as a means of generation, as a means of connection, in making connections, which I find it to be the best superpower of AI, because we shift from something that is more individual and pillared, kind of like a forest of trees, to something that is more rooted, like the root system of the forest, or like the mycelial organism that lives beneath. The reason is because AI is a connector. AI is kind of like that mycelial webbing, in the sense that we are now building intelligence layers that connect all of the individual pillars of business and life and relationships together. which I find very beautiful. Our brains just simply weren't meant, in its material honesty, meant to comprehend the relationship between how dynamic the world really is. We cap at like 150 people in our communities and such. It's hard for us to hold all these numbers in our minds at one time. So I like to bridge artificial intelligence in its material honesty by using it as this glue or this mycelial structure of connecting all of the pieces that I use, all of the different tools that I use, all of the people that I talk to, all of the actions that I take throughout the day, all the things that I'm building, my ideas, and finding connections between them that I didn't know existed. And when we connect that and its material honesty, now I am able to then be present and be honest, with my present circumstance and who I am, which then compounds back into me being in awe of life, me being in awe with the blessing that is in front of me, and allowing, the uncomprehensible, the immeasurable to be measured and connected in real time. And that's kind of like that's my philosophy with how I move with the technology.
Totally. I love this. Yeah. Material honesty as a way to bring us into greater honesty with ourselves.
Yeah.
Right? Like if we and I think there's a little, such a new frontier, emerging frontier. So there's a maturation process.
Mm-hmm.
But I like you, I share the optimism on the potential for us to like use this as a way to essentially greater discover our material honesty,
Mm-hmm.
our specialness,
Yeah.
and what magic it is to have this, mycelial network as you describe this under that just like the awe that you describe is the ability to see the synchronicities in life,
Yeah.
and they're everywhere. And when you like look at them, you have the majesty of how we can go through life with those sparkles. And then if you have this underpinning layer, as you said, that might just be like, hey, remember you missed this little one. Or
Yeah.
maybe you would never be able to see that little one because you are not at the mycelial, you're not at that level of awareness.
Yeah.
Or as you say, we have certain capacities, right?
Yeah.
So then it can just be this pathway to greater and greater awe and wonder.
That's right. Yeah. 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 That's how I've seen it for sure. I mean, that really is what the accumulation of knowledge, the accumulation of perspective, the adventure, the unexplored, that has driven so many people to want to build new things and go to new places and to meet new people and explore the mind, is trying to find new ways of seeing the world. And ultimately we have a new mind that is able to see the world in a new way. And it's just a gift to be able to explore that and see the new perspectives that can arise from the new connections that could be made.
Mm. Well, we're coming close to the end of our time, and we like to end these dialogues with some emergence. So we we allow spirit to flow, and we just draw a card. But I have been sharing that there was a special moment we shared in your circle launch retreat.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember the exact context. I think we were pulling a card, and you mentioned that your partner always knocks on the card deck,
Yeah.
kind of knocking at the door for answers. And I've just like really carried that with me. And so I'm
Yeah.
gonna knock on this deck and see what doorway wants to open for us.
Yeah.
Okay. What does winning look like for you?
Ooh, good question. Good question. What does winning look like? Hmm. That's interesting. Hmm. I haven't been met with that question in a while because I used to play sports. I was
Mm,
football was my main sport. So winning to me looked like being better than the other person. It looked like scoring more. It looked like being stronger, being faster, uh, having better teamwork than your opposition, and uh, stopping somebody else from scoring, stopping somebody else from stopping you. It's so funny now, like uh, since I've played sports, since I've not played sports, and going
mm,
into this more spiritual path, it's been more of like, oh, everything is connected and everybody can win and there's abundance for everybody and nobody has to lose. And it doesn't matter if you're not smart or strong, you can be well positioned over here. So it's a really interesting question now. What does winning look like?
yeah,
It's like, I think, I don't know. I think that winning is, like winning for me personally is like, I have recognized that the opponent is not out there. It's right here. And
totally.
that winning is simply setting something for myself to achieve and then
Mm,
beating the vices within that want to stop me from being able to achieve that. And every demon that I slay within and every shadow that I sit with within that allows
mm,
me to arrive in light at the goal that I set for myself, that's a win for me. And that happens moment by moment. It happens day by day and decade by decade. It's always present. Every moment is a present moment, an opportunity to win in that regard. Um, but then if I zoom out just another layer, actually accepting also the parts of myself that might want to sabotage me, accepting the parts of myself that don't want to be seen and are afraid of reaching the goal, accepting that part of myself too and loving that part of myself, that's also a win uh, in myself. So,
totally.
yeah, interesting how that has shifted over my life. And thank you for the question.
Yeah. No, I love the exploration that you were on there. And I think of, yeah, this notion of winning. What arises for me with that question is kind of to riff off what you just shared.
Yeah.
The notion of winning changes pretty significantly when you move from duality, right? This like in opposition, in comparison to external, and pour everything inwards. And it becomes a game of, if the ultimate game is growth and evolution. And really, like that is reflected back to us in our external reality. Everything is in dynamic action and in growth and evolving in some way. Then we can set the goals, as you say, and we can achieve them. And that's progress and that's winning. But then, just like as you shared with the gratitude, even our falls
Yes.
are winning in a way,
Yeah.
right? If the objective is even, because what greater teachers then? And then you kind
Yeah.
of become unbeatable, unstoppable when you approach life that way. It's
Yeah.
we're always moving in the direction of growth, right?
Yeah. 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 It's like I can't not win. How
Yeah,
could I not win? How could I not win if, nature doesn't lose.
exactly.
Nature never loses. It's like, because it's not in competition. It's like it's just evolving. It's just doing its thing.
Oh, well, this has been a lot of fun, Dominic. Thanks for dropping in together. And
Yeah, man.
we'll we'll have many, many more drop-ins together, I'm sure.
For sure, man. I wish we had more time together, but I really appreciated the time. Thank you. I'm honored here, and thank you for holding the space.
All right. Till
All right.
next time.
God bless.
Thank you for listening to Inside the Circle from Sangha. If this dialogue resonated with you, we would love to hear from you. We invite you to learn more about Sangha, our upcoming circles and events at www.sangha.one.